What if I told you there was a tonic you can make at home that is so powerful it strengthens your immune system, fights bacteria and viruses, clears your sinuses and helps to promote respiratory health, reduces inflammation, aids in digestion, and helps your blood sugar levels? I've been studying herbalism for over 25 years, and I've got a large collection of medicinal tinctures I've made throughout the years, but it doesn't use any of these. This tonic uses ingredients you can find in any grocery store. It's quick and easy to make. It is super powerful, and I can't wait to share it with you today. Stick around. I'm a master herbalist, and this recipe I learned from the one and only Rosemary Gladstar. I was a member of the American Herbalist Guild for many, many years, but that was quite a while ago. As you can see from my tincture collection, I've got something for just about anything that ails you. That's why I just laugh when people talk about oxalates and how plants are out to hurt you, because I've seen how powerful herbs and healing foods can be in the body. The area of the world I live in is second only to China in the amount of medicinal healing herbs that are found naturally in the environment. So I had a great playground to learn in. Let me show you how to make this tonic that'll keep you healthy all winter long. So the first thing I got here is a half-gallon jar. This is where your tonic, your fire cider, is going to live for anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. You're going to take a tablespoon a day of this, so this will last you all winter long. First ingredient we're using is ginger. And there's some old folklore in herbalism that whatever these things look like is a lot of times what they'll help heal. So they say this kind of looks like a stomach, and ginger is awesome at improving digestion and reducing nausea. It also reduces inflammation, stimulates circulation, helps warm up the body. It's an antiviral and an antibacterial, especially for respiratory infections. It can lower blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity. And I won't bore you with all of these, but I'm going to show you how I prepare that. I've just got a box grater here, and you just want to look around the ginger. Any of the bad parts you can cut off. We're looking for a half cup here. So I'm just going to take off this section right here. And this is organic, so I'm going to leave the skin on. There's a lot of beneficial compounds in the skin that you want to use. This part right here is pretty hard, so I'm going to cut it off. And this is what ginger looks like on the inside if you've never seen it fresh. Then I'm just going to grate this up until I get a half cup. And like I said, Rosemary Gladstar did the original recipe for this, so I'll put a link down below to one of her videos showing you how she makes her original recipe. I've added in a few things myself that are beneficial, so it's my variation and my take on the original recipe. But if you're interested in herbalism, she is an absolute master, and she's got some great books out as well. I'm hoping at some point I'll be able to get her on for a live question and answer or something like that. If that's something y'all would be interested in, let me know down in the comments. And if you get down to the point where you can't grate anymore, because you don't want any grated finger in here, there's no medicinal properties in that. Just cut it into little discs like that, but the more of it you can grate, the better. The next ingredient we're going to use is fresh horseradish root. Now, if you've never worked with this stuff, when you cut this open, you will know why it works so well as a medicine. It's antimicrobial, it's an expectorant, so it gets all that stuff out of your lungs, and it's a decongestant. So it's going to break up mucus, it's going to clear your sinuses. It's got really strong antibacterial and antifungal properties. It supports urinary tract health, it stimulates digestion and metabolism, and it raises your body temperature just a little bit and improves your circulation. If you've never had horseradish before, you'll see what I'm talking about. A lot of this is cultivated now, and it's organic. Just make sure you wash it really well. We're putting the skin and all in here. I'm going to grate it just like I did with the ginger. You're going to use a half cup of this as well. And listen, I'm just warning you, this stuff is super strong, so you may want to wear gloves. Make sure you wash your hands really good if not. And if you got any sinus problems right now, grating this up is going to correct that. That's a fact. The next ingredient is onion. Now I'm going to use the yellow onion and a red onion. Those two have the highest medicinal benefits. There's a ton of antioxidants in here, anthocyanins, quercetin, and the darker the better. I'm going to use the equivalent of 1 onion on this, but I had this one already cut. These were already cut, so why not? So I'm going to cut this one up like that. Now what does onion do? Onion stimulates your immune system. It's anti-inflammatory, and it's got great prebiotics. Like I said, quercetin is a really potent antibiotic that reduces inflammation. Onions support detoxification through the sulfur in them, which is why you get that smell. Prebiotic fibers in here feed your beneficial gut bacteria. It's antiviral, antibacterial, and it may support blood sugar control and heart health, so you can't beat onions. Next up is garlic. And Old Yeller is not an essential part of this recipe, but he just wanted to come in and hang out for a minute. Garlic is a true superfood. It's antibiotic, it's antifungal, antiviral, and it's a super immune booster. One thing, if you want to use garlic for its medicinal benefits, you got to crush it. That releases something in it called allicin, and allicin has really broad antimicrobial effects. So garlic strengthens the immune response against infections, it reduces blood sugar, helps support heart health, lowers LDL cholesterol, improves circulation, and it's a natural blood thinner. So a lot of good benefits to this. So all I do is peel the outer skin off, and these are the cloves of garlic right here. I'm leaving the skin on them. So this is a head of garlic. Those are the garlic cloves if you're not familiar with garlic. People tell me all the time they're brand new to cooking, so I'm glad I can help by showing you some things like this. So what you want to do with this is just take your knife, put your knife on there, and just break that open like that for all 10 cloves. That releases that allicin. The next ingredient here is a lemon. Make sure you get organic lemons because we're going to use the zest and the whole fruit in this. And they spray lemons like they spray no other fruit. Lemons are a great antioxidant. They kind of alkalize the body. Good source of vitamin C, which helps support your immune system and collagen synthesis. You know, some people say you don't need vitamin C, but you don't need it to survive, but you need it to thrive. It's going to aid in liver detox. It's an antioxidant. It's anti-inflammatory. Supports your digestion and bowel production. And like I said, it alkalizes the body and promotes hydration. So this is great. Next, I got 2 sprigs of rosemary, and this is not just a tribute to rosemary that made the recipe. So I've got 2 different types of rosemary growing out here. This is one variety, and this is the other one. They all have slightly different properties and slightly different tastes, so I love them both. Rosemary is an antioxidant and antimicrobial and helps support cognitive function. It supports your memory, focus, and circulation to the brain. It protects your liver, supports detox pathways, improves digestion, and relieves bloating. So good stuff to add to your food. Next up, we're going to chop 2 jalapeno peppers. And I know what you're thinking. Man, this is going to be spicy. Now I'm going to show you how to tame that down in just a little bit. But yeah, all these actions in the body are fantastic. The capsaicin in the jalapenos help clear out your nasal passages and sinuses. So you got the benefits of this and the horseradish together. It increases metabolism and thermogenesis, so it's going to warm you up a little bit on those cold days. It improves blood flow and cardiovascular function, and it may reduce your appetite and support some fat oxidation. So you can't go wrong with some good jalapenos. Next up is a heaping tablespoon of turmeric. Now the curcumin, which is the active ingredient in turmeric, reduces inflammation and oxidative stress. It supports joint, brain, cardiovascular health. I talked a lot about this in my gut health series, so I'll link to that video up there and down in the description too if you want to know more. It enhances bowel production and detoxes the liver. It's antimicrobial and immune system boosting. And so if anybody tells you that plants are out to get you, you might want to rethink that. If you're having problems with any kind of plant foods, that means there's a deeper issue that needs to be addressed. And next up is apple cider vinegar with the mother. I use this organic one. I can find this at Walmart. And I'll put a link down in the description for some you can pick up on Amazon too if this is not handy for you. And as you can see, these will differ a little bit in color depending on the apples, when they were picked, and all that good stuff between batch to batch. The thing you want to make sure of is it has the mother. That's what's going to give you all the good benefits. It should say raw, unfiltered, with the mother. I made a video all about the benefits of apple cider vinegar, so I'll link it. But it supports digestion, stomach acid production, it balances your blood sugar, improves insulin sensitivity, inhibits pathogenic bacteria. I mean, there's all kind of great benefits in there. It supports detoxification, fat metabolism, and the use in this, it is great at extracting the plant materials and the beneficial components within each one of them. It's like an herbal solvent. That's what we're using for this. This is our base. This next ingredient is totally optional, but this is one of the ways to calm down that spiciness. You're going to use some raw honey. Now, depending on your metabolism, if you fix your metabolic health or if you can have sugar at all in any form, this is great to add to it. I'd only add about 1/4 cup in there. You're only taking a tablespoon of this Fire Cider per day, so you're going to get very little of this in there, but it really helps to tame down that heat. Honey actually contains hydrogen peroxide and polyphenols, so it's an antimicrobial. It's also the only food in the world that will never spoil or go bad. That's how powerful it is at preserving. That's another good reason to put it in your Fire Cider. It's a natural preservative. It also helps soothe your throat irritation and cough if you're getting sick. There's some prebiotics in here for your gut health, and it has some trace enzymes, minerals, and antioxidants. But if you don't want to put that in, you can definitely leave it out. One of the additions that I added in is dried elderberries. I've got 2 different varieties of elderberry trees in my yard, and so I'll harvest these and dry them out to make either this or elderberry syrup for the winter. This is one of my elderberry trees here. Not much left to it right now because it's winter time, but got a place in it for the birds next year. This is one of the best trees around with its healing berries. And as you can tell by this color, just like that red onion, it's rich in anthocyanins that strengthen your immune response. There have been a ton of studies done about this, that it reduces the duration and severity of colds and flu. That's why a lot of the natural medicines like Sambucol and some other ones have this in it. It supports upper respiratory health, reduces inflammation. It's got quercetin in it, rutin, phenolic acids, and the antioxidants in this are more than cranberries or blueberries. So I'm using a half cup of these in there. Now let's put this together. The only thing you're not going to use right now is honey if you use it at all. You'll put that in after the 4 to 6 weeks. Like I said, about a quarter cup of it. So we'll set this aside for now. Then everybody goes into the pool. Now, like I said earlier, you're going to take a tablespoon a day of this just for immune support. And if you feel like you're starting to get sick, take a tablespoon of it every 3-4 hours. In goes the rosemary. Thank you, rosemary, for this recipe. You can take a tablespoon of this straight. You can dilute it in water. You could add it into tea. I wouldn't recommend it in coffee. If you eat salads, use it in a salad dressing. The reason this works so good, herbs have a synergy. They work well together. So you noticed a lot of overlap with like the antiviral and the antibacterial properties I was talking about. There's several that have those. You got anti-inflammatory and antioxidant support. You got digestive and metabolic support, respiratory and sinus cleaning properties, especially these, and blood sugar and circulation properties. So you can see why this works so well to keep you healthy during the winter months. I'm just kind of layering everything in there like that. And once everything's in, I'm just going to fill it up with some of this apple cider vinegar. Just make sure it's fully covered all the way up to the top and put a lid on it like that. And just store this in a cabinet somewhere. Make sure it's dark, out of the light, and then whenever you happen to go by there, just give it a nice little shake. I hope you make this with me, and 4 to 6 weeks from now, we'll open this up and have the best winter we've ever had. Let me know if y'all like videos like this down in the comments. I'm going to link a couple other herbalism videos that I've done right over here that I hope you'll enjoy. Stay healthy, take a tablespoon of this every single day, and stay well all winter. And I'll see you on the next video.